Hi, good morning. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about the historical and theoretical perspective and my own personal experience around digital media and the digital media revolution, what it's meant for my life. I happen to be a collector of sorts, and I've got a little piece of history around the beginnings of the music revolution and what recording did to music. So I thought I'd share that with you first. So let's start right there. So that's a William and Mary Edison cabinet. Certainly not the first player. Actually, the early ones, they were cylinder based. They were a little bit different. But these cabinets became very, very accessible for a lot of different people, and it wouldn't be uncommon to find a William and Mary cabinet like this, or even a smaller cabinet, in middle class early America. And this really changed the music industry, putting music literally in the home for the first time, where it was separated between the creation process and a distribution process. So it's quite fascinating. So with that, let's move on, and we'll talk now just a little bit about what my personal music journey has looked like. So it was really my parents that defined my early listening habits. They listened to things like Barry Manilow and Long Dancer. I can't even recall who that is anymore. But I grew up listening to their music and then starting to define my own tastes and decide what I was about. Some stuff that perhaps I'd be a little embarrassed about today, particularly the ones you have to order on TV. That being said, with Fleetwood Mac Rumors, that's when I kind of came into my own musically and started to define what it meant for me to enjoy music. And that was increasingly hard rock, heavy metal, things that kind of defined the rebellion of my generation, I guess. And so that's kind of what my experience was right up until the digital generation. So, looked at purely from this perspective, I'm clearly a digital immigrant. So along comes the CD, and the CD really changed everything. What happened when the CD came out is it was in digital form. It was on a little laser disc technology, and that digital form wasn't really open to everyone at the time. And you got to give the record companies credit; they kept the genie in the bottle for quite some time. But the CD was the basic building block of the digital revolution. And I recall basically taking all of my CDs and digitizing them and getting them into my music libraries and all of that. And so that was really the beginning of the digital revolution in my mind. Now, when you think about the CD and how many years it really took for the domestication of that technology, now I'm able to basically take the music on a CD, combine it with the photos, combine it with my videos, put together a little movie vignette that I can then share through Facebook or YouTube to my friends and my family all around the world, just to keep them updated on what's going on with our family. It's quite fascinating, but it does lead to some problems, right? Because we still have a lot of ethical issues, legal copyright issues. I'll give you an example of what it takes to actually produce a vacation movie now. If I were going to, say, do one of my last vacation, I would run into some legal challenge. So let me show you what that looks like. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take the CD I just showed you guys, that Jimmy Buffett CD. I'm going to put it in my computer. I recently went to Key West on vacation with my family. We did some sailing, and so as I share this experience through photos, I thought, let's have some music that's apropos, right? Jimmy Buffett, Changes in Latitude, Changes in Attitude, can help create a mood for the experience and help my audience kind of get into the vibe that we had while we were on vacation, which was very much a Buffett kind of thing for those of you that are Buffett fans. So what I've done here is I've gone in, put the CD in, iTunes has come up, and I know there's folks out there that don't like the whole Apple thing when it comes to digital music. I'm personally a fan because it gives me a legal way to participate, so I can be a good role model for my kids, not pay a lot of money, and still pay artists for what they have. And I think when I'm using it for music for personal experience and personal use, I should pay for it because that is not my material. But I don't enjoy getting kind of screwed over the way we did for many, many years by the record companies either. So now here I am. I'm ripping Changes in Latitudes, Changes in Attitudes. Now I'm now disconnected from the physical media of the CD, and that media exists as a digital file on my computer that I can then begin to use in other forms. Now my intention is now to take this and meld that with pictures from my vacation, and then upload that and share it on Facebook. So as you can see here, the CD has finished ripping, or at least the songs that I need. So I'll stop it, and then we'll go back, give it a quick listen, make sure that we've got the quality that we're looking for. And there you go. It now appears in my vast library of music that I share with my family. And here we go. Okay. So there you go. I didn't make you go through the full family vacation album to get the point here and did a fast forward version, but you can get the idea, right? The music plays a huge role in conveying the overall voice of the presentation that I would then share with my friends and family to hopefully give them a sense for what it was like, and just how much fun we had, and the whole 9 yards. Now the challenge is this: as soon as I load that onto Facebook or onto YouTube, they're going to strip out the audio because they maintain a library of copyrighted property. And so the question really becomes, what is fair use? Is it fair use for me to attach this to clip? I mean, I'm not trying to make any money off this. I'm just sharing a perspective with my family. The fact that I've added photos onto it, potentially video, commentary in the way of text, means I've created something wholly different and unique, but I have used someone else's works. And so the question becomes, is it fair use? Is it not fair use? To date, right, courts have sided on the side of artists, and the material we had on hip-hop and sampled music is testament to that. And so now as a family trying to share, how do I convey that perspective? So I have to look for other methods, and perhaps even produce the music myself. Luckily that's an option. Because not only can I listen to the music anywhere on my iPhone, on my iPad, but I can also just download all of the lyrics and the words and the chords and the tablature to make my own music. I'll give you an example. I took off for a weekend last month just to try and recall the whole year. All of the faces and all of the places, wondering where they all disappeared. I didn't ponder this question too long. I was rambling out for a bite. Ran into a chum with a bottle of rum, and we wound up drinking all night. With these changes in latitude, can take that digital track and I can lay that over my video instead and load it up on Facebook, and I'm likely going to be all right because number one, Facebook or YouTube's technology is not going to see that as a match to the intellectual property that already exists, and so I'll get through their filter. And then secondly, because it's not a commercial use, I seriously doubt the artist is going to take time to go after me for any kind of monetary damages. And so that's an option. Now I can also take that and I can put it on YouTube, I can share it. The other thing I can do is I can put it out on Creative Commons to allow public use of it, to define what type of use others can from my material as well, particularly if I had written some kind of original song. And so, you know, digital media portability has given rise to a series of issues that are legal, that are ethical, and at the end of the day, it's kind of about how we as people are going to use this technology that will define what it looks like over time, and it's how we deal with these ethical and moral and legal dilemmas that the use of the technology creates. You know, some of us, like Derek, you know, I watch some of your posts, are openly flaunting the business model of the existing record industry. Others are conforming. Others are kind of like me, that are in the middle, that, you know, have a different view of what fair use means, but, you know, are willing to pay artists at least some money for their work. And so things are changing. It's all about social shaping. And you know, the best thing for me about digital media, and particularly music and digital media, is the portability of it. So I'll leave you with a final example.
So the great thing about digital music is that digital music goes where I go. You think about the way in which digital music has been domesticated by Apple. My music is on my phone. It goes with me wherever I want to go, whether that's on an airplane or just for a ride. That gives rise to other questions. Is that the right music for what I'm about to do?